International Indian School, Jeddah, Class 8, Geography, Chapter 3, Mineral and Power Resources. Learning objectives. The students will be able to learn about the importance of mineral and power resources in day-to-day life. Classify minerals into metallic and non-metallic and know the different methods of extraction of minerals. Appreciate the role of energy resources we get from renewable and non-renewable resources. Locate the regions where minerals are found. Understand the importance of conservation of minerals and power resources. What is a mineral and where do you get it from? You have learned about rocks in the earlier classes. Think what a rock is made of. A rock is an aggregate of minerals. Most rocks are made of a combination of several minerals in various proportions. Here we can see the definition of minerals. A naturally occurring substance that has a definite chemical composition is a mineral. Types of minerals. There are over 3,000 different minerals. On the basis of composition, minerals are classified mainly as metallic and non-metallic minerals. The metallic minerals contain metal in raw form. Metals are hard substances that conduct heat and electricity and have a characteristic luster or shine. Iron ore, bauxite, manganese ore are some examples. Metallic minerals may be ferrous or non-ferrous. Ferrous minerals like iron ore, manganese and chromides contain iron. A non-ferrous mineral does not contain iron but may contain some other metal such as gold, silver, copper or lead. The non-metallic minerals do not contain metals. Limestone, mica and gypsum are examples of such minerals. The mineral fuels like coal and petroleum are also non-metallic minerals. Minerals may occur as a compact mass or might be widely scattered. Therefore, we have different processes to deal with different minerals. There are three different methods of extraction of minerals depending on where and how a mineral deposit is located. These three methods are mining, drilling, quarrying. Mining again divided into open cast mining and shaft mining. The process of taking out minerals from rocks buried under the Earth's surface is called mining. It is cheaper to mine a substance when it is on the Earth's surface or close to it. Many minerals are found deep in the earth. Some might be under seas, rivers, and lakes. Open cast mining. Minerals that lie at a shallow depths are taken out by removing the surface layer. This is known as open cast mining. Shaft mining. Deep bores called shafts have to be made to reach mineral deposits that lie at great depths. This is called shaft mining. Drilling. Petroleum and natural gas occur far below the Earth's surface. Deep wells are bored to take them out. This is called drilling. Quarrying. Minerals that lie near the surface are simply dug out by the process known as quarrying. This is the picture of quarrying of limestone. One more example of quarrying. Quarrying of salt. Distribution of minerals. Minerals occur in different types of rocks. Some are found in igneous rocks, some in metamorphic rocks, while others occur in sedimentary rocks. Generally, metallic minerals are found in igneous and metamorphic rock formations that form large plateaus. If we see Asia continent, countries like China and India have large iron ore deposits. The continent produces more than half of the world's tin. China, Malaysia, and Indonesia are among the world's leading tin producers. China also leads in production of lead, antimony, tungsten. Asia also has deposits of manganese, bauxite, nickel, zinc, and copper. Continent Europe is the leading producer of iron ore in the world. The countries with large deposits of iron ore are Russia, Ukraine, Sweden, and France. Mineral deposits of copper, lead, zinc, manganese, and nickel are found in Eastern Europe and European Russia. The mineral deposits in North America are located in three zones: the Canadian region, north of the Great Lakes, the Appalachian region, and the mountain ranges of the west. Iron ore, nickel, gold, uranium, and copper are mined in the Canadian Shield region, coal in the Appalachians region. Western Cordilleras have vast deposits of copper, lead, zinc, gold, and silver. In South America continent, Brazil is the largest producer of high-grade iron ore in the world. Chile and Peru are leading producers of copper. Brazil and Bolivia are among the world's largest producers of tin. South America also has large deposits of gold, silver, zinc, chromium, manganese, bauxite, mica, platinum, asbestos, and diamond. Mineral oil is found in Venezuela, Argentina, Chile, Peru, and Colombia. In Africa continent, Africa is rich in mineral resources. It is the world's largest producer of diamonds, gold, and platinum. South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Zaire produce a large portion of the world's gold. The other minerals found in Africa are copper, iron, chromium, uranium, cobalt, and bauxite. Oil is found in Nigeria, Libya, and Angola. Australia. Australia is the largest producer of bauxite in the world. It is a leading producer of gold, diamond, iron ore, tin, and nickel. It is also rich in copper, lead, zinc, and manganese. Kalgoorlie and Coolgardie areas of Western Australia have the largest deposits of gold. Uses of minerals. Minerals are used in many industries. Minerals which are used for gems are usually hard. These are then set in various styles for jewelry. Copper is another metal used in everything from coins to pipes. Silicon used in the computer industry is obtained from quartz. Aluminium obtained from its ore. Bauxite is used in automobiles and aeroplanes, bottling industry, buildings and even in kitchen cookware. Mineral resources help to attain economic growth. The demand for mineral resources has been growing at a rapid rate since the industrial revolution of the 18th and 19th century. But minerals are non-renewable resources. These can never be replaced. While the demand is increasing, the supply is decreasing. Excessive exploitation might lead to total depletion. Therefore, humans are constantly exploring new sources. The environment is also greatly impacted by mining activities. You must be wondering about what you can do to help. As individuals, we could reduce our needs, reuse products and buy products, and recycle waste. This may require making certain changes to our lifestyle. Looking for alternative sources that are renewable for our needs would be a good beginning. Recycling of metals is another way in which the mineral resources can be conserved. Power or energy plays a vital role in our lives. We also need power for industry, agriculture, transport, communication, and defense. Power resources may be broadly categorized as conventional and non conventional resources. Conventional sources. Conventional sources of energy are those which have been in common use for a long time. Firewood and fossil fuels are the two main conventional energy sources. Firewood, it is widely used for cooking and heating in our country. More than 50% of the energy used by villagers comes from firewood. Coal is the most abundantly found fossil fuel. It is used as a domestic fuel in industries such as iron and steel, steam engines, and to generate electricity. Electricity from coal is called thermal power. The coal which we are using today was formed millions of years ago when giant ferns and swamps got buried under the layers of earth. Coal is therefore referred to as buried sunshine. The leading coal producers of the world are China, USA, Germany, Russia, South Africa, and France. The coal producing areas of India are Raniganj, Jharia, Dhanbad and Bokaro in Jharkhand. Petroleum. It is found between the layers of rocks and is drilled from oil fields located in offshore and coastal areas. This is then sent to refineries which process the crude oil and produce a variety of products like diesel, petrol, kerosene, wax, plastics and lubricants. Petroleum and its derivatives are called black gold as they are very valuable. The chief petroleum producing countries are Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia and Qatar. The leading producers in India are Digboi in Assam, Bombay High in Mumbai and the deltas of Krishna and Godavari rivers. Natural gas. Natural gas is found with petroleum deposits and is released when crude oil is brought to the surface. It can be used as a domestic and industrial fuel. Russia, Norway, UK and the Netherlands are the major producers of natural gas. In India, Jaisalmer, Krishna Godavari Delta, Tripura and some areas offshore in Mumbai have natural gas resources. Very few countries in the world have sufficient natural gas reserves of their own. You can see here two pictures. CNG refilling station. CNG gas used as fuel in automobile. CNG, compressed natural gas, is a popular eco-friendly automobile fuel as it causes less pollution than petroleum and diesel. Tidal power. Rainwater or river water stored in dams is made to fall from heights. The falling water flows through pipes inside the dam over turbine blades placed at the bottom of the dam. The moving blades then turn the generator to produce electricity. This is called hydroelectricity. You can observe in this picture also. This is the picture of tidal power turbine. The falling water flows through pipes here inside the dam over turbine blades placed at the bottom of the dam. The moving blades of this turbine turn the generator to produce electricity. This is called hydroelectricity. The water discharged after the generation of electricity is used for irrigation. 1/4 of the world's electricity is produced by tidal power. The leading producers of tidal power in the world are Norway, Brazil and China. Norway was the first country in the world to develop hydroelectricity. Some important tidal power stations in India are Bhakranangal, Gandhi Sagar, Nagarjuna Sagar and Damodar Valley projects. Non-conventional sources of energy. Energy which comes from renewable resources such as sunlight, wind, rain, tides and geothermal heat, which is called as non-conventional energy resources. Solar energy. Sun's heat and light energy can be felt by us every day. Solar energy trapped from the sun can be used in solar cells to produce electricity. Many of these cells are joined into solar panels to generate power for heating and lighting purpose. The technology of utilizing solar energy benefits a lot of tropical countries that are blessed with abundant sunshine. Solar energy is also used in solar heaters, solar cookers, solar dryers, besides being used for community lighting and traffic signals. Wind energy. Wind is an inexhaustible source of energy. Windmills have been used for grinding grain and lifting water since times immemorial. In modern time, windmills, the high-speed winds rotate the windmill, which is connected to a generator to produce electricity. Wind farms having clusters of such windmills are located in coastal regions and in mountain passes where strong and steady winds blow. Wind farms are found in Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, UK, USA and Spain are noted for their wind energy production. Nuclear power. Nuclear power is obtained from energy stored in the nuclei of atoms of naturally occurring radioactive elements like uranium and thorium. These fuels undergo nuclear fission in nuclear reactors and emit power. The greatest producers of nuclear power are USA and Europe. In India, Rajasthan and Jharkhand have large deposits of uranium. Thorium is found in large quantities in the monazite sands of Kerala. The nuclear power stations in India are located in Kalpakkam in Tamil Nadu, Tarapur in Maharashtra, Rana Pratap Sagar near Kota in Rajasthan, Narora in Uttar Pradesh and Kaiga in Karnataka. Geothermal energy. Heat energy obtained from the earth is called geothermal energy. The temperature in the interior of the earth rises steadily as we go deeper. Sometimes this heat energy may surface itself in the form of hot springs. This heat energy can be used to generate power. USA has the world's largest geothermal power plants. In India, geothermal plants are located in Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh and Puga Valley in Ladakh. Tidal energy. Energy generated from tides is called tidal energy. Tidal energy can be harnessed by building dams at narrow openings of the sea. During high tide, the energy of the tides is used to turn the turbine installed in the dam to produce electricity. You have watched the waves breaking on the shores. Have you marveled at the energy of the waves? This energy is tapped to create tidal power, another renewable resource. There are several ways that this energy can be harnessed. High and low tides are utilized by building a dam to block the water at low tide and then releasing the water through a turbine that generates electricity during high tides. Ocean currents are also used to drive underwater turbines to generate electricity along coast and islands. The first tidal energy station was built in France. Biogas. Organic waste such as dead plant and animal material, animal dung and kitchen waste can be converted into a gaseous fuel called biogas. The organic waste is decomposed by bacteria in biogas digesters to emit biogas, which is essentially a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide. Biogas is an excellent fuel for cooking and lighting and produces huge amount of organic manure each year. Energy is everywhere, but we can see that harnessing this energy is both difficult as well as costly. Each one of us can make a difference by not wasting energy. Energy saved is energy generated. Act now and make brighter energy future. All the best.